Hi, it's Darcy at the Lebanon Public Library, and I am bringing you some SuGO today. Show up, geek out, SuGO. I was inspired by this brand new book I got. Actually, I got a set of these books, and it's called Super Gross, and this one is Germ Projects. Thought this was perfect for October, super gross stuff. We're gonna learn a little bit about germs. I chose 2 projects out of this book. Let's talk about the first one, the moldy bread experiment. This experiment is geared to show you just how dirty our hands are. All right, this isn't meant to freak you out or anything. It's meant just to show you how everyday life is with our hands. All right, I need gloves for this. I need 3 bags, 1 marked control, 1 marked dirty, and 1 marked clean. The control bag is going to have our control piece of bread, which means I can't touch the bread with anything but clean gloves. You need wheat bread for this. This is an unopened package of bread. I'm just now going to open it. I'm going to open my bag, take a piece of bread straight out of this bag, put it in the control, and seal it up. All right, there's my control piece. Now, I need a dirty piece of bread. And to get a dirty piece of bread, I have to take my gloves off, go around and touch everything that I can and get my hands dirty. All right, let's go do that. All right, I went around and I touched everything I could touch. I touched things in my car, I touched things in my personal bag and purse. I touched things all around the area where I am. I touched a lot of stuff, and I am back now. For the dirty, I need to take out a piece of bread, rub my hands on it. All right. Remember, we're not trying to show you how filthy everything is. We have been super diligent recently in our lives about cleaning everything. We're just trying to show you what we live with every single day. Some of it is good, some of it is bad. Remember, there are good germs out there too. Not everything is bad. All right, there's my dirty. Now for clean. I need to go wash my hands. I'm going to wash my hands with warm, soapy water, and I'm going to sing the birthday song while I do it. Okay, I will be back. Okay, so I washed my hands with warm, soapy water, and I sang the birthday song. My hands are clean. So a lot of this experiment is to talk to you basically about your own hand washing and what can happen when you wash your hands. So now my clean piece of bread. Reach in, take it straight out of the bag. Oh, I'll rub my hands on it too. That's fair, right? I rubbed my hands all over the piece of bread that was dirty. Okay. Drop it into the bag. This is an experiment you can do at home. You don't have to get an expensive loaf of bread. You can get a really cheap loaf of bread. And then we can have sandwiches this week with this bread. Clean. Okay, control, dirty, clean. You also learned that when you do a science experiment, you need a control subject. And our control subject was the piece of bread we used gloves to take out of the brand new bag. Okay, let's close up our bread so that I have my lunch today. All right, put my little tab back on it. All right, and we'll put the bread out of the way. So the second experiment, breadcrumbs. The second experiment I chose out of this book was a little more intense. It was called Build a Germ Farm. What? For this experiment, I needed cotton swabs, petri dishes with agar, markers, bottled water, tape, a tray, which I will get later, paper, and a pencil. Okay, so we're building a farm using our petri dishes that have agar in them. And I'm going to read this little piece to tell you what is happening here. An agar plate is a petri dish that contains agar as a solid growth medium. Okay, it's used to culture microorganisms. All right. So individual microorganisms are placed on the plate and then they grow in colonies. All right, you're going to see, we ordered ours online. You can make them, but we chose to just order them. They came with the swabs, they came with everything we needed but the bottled water and the tape. All right, so for this SuGO, Miss Julie and I participated. We took some of the petri dishes home and gathered some things from around our house on the cotton swab and put them on the agar petri dish. I'm going to share my 5 items with you right now. I chose Darcy's mouth. That's right. And then I thought it only fair, I chose Posey's mouth, a doggo mouth. All right. And then I swabbed my handle on my car door. Handles, a lot of times we don't think about that. And I received an Amazon box yesterday, and I did the Amazon box. Remember, with the Amazon box, my family members had already touched it, the delivery man had touched it, the people that loaded on the truck had touched it. Several people have touched my Amazon box, including my own family. So I did the Amazon box. And finally, I came back to the library and I swabbed the staff kitchen floor. And I did this because I believe in the 5-second rule. If it lands on the floor and it's not longer than 5 seconds, sure, you can eat it. This might prove me wrong. All right, those are my 5 subjects. I'm going to switch places with Miss Julie so she can introduce you to her 5.
Hi, it's Julie here, and now I'm going to introduce you to my 5 petri dishes that I brought home. So the first one is my mouth, so my J human. My second one, I did my kitchen sponge. I'm a little afraid of this one, but yes, I swabbed my kitchen sponge. The next one is my dog Jack. He was very patient while I swabbed his mouth. Wasn't quite sure what was going on there. And then the next one is my front door. Again, I'm a little nervous to find out what happens on my front door, but that's what I chose. And then I went with the front door theme and I went to the library and I did our front door handle as you're coming into the building. So we'll see what kind of germs our front door has. So now at this point, we're gonna take all of our petri dishes and we're gonna place them in a nice warm area because things like to grow in warm places. So stay tuned to see what happens.
we are back. After 4 weeks, we are back. We have been watching this bacteria grow for 4 weeks, and it has been super cool. But I want to remind you that it has been 4 weeks. So we would have washed our hands long before these things would have grown on our hands or our surfaces. We like to keep things clean. So that's a disclaimer that I want to make. My hands get washed before I make my sandwich, and that wouldn't happen. This is that dirty piece of bread where I touched everything I could possibly touch, and this is what happened. This is that clean piece of bread. So after I washed my hands and did the same thing to this piece of bread, how crazy is that? That's super cool. All right, saying that, I wanted to point out this book once again, the Super Gross Germ Project book, where we got the idea for these projects. And I wanted to read the paragraph that went along with the petri dish experiment. All right, it's called Grossed Out. The more often you use an item or surface, the more likely it's covered in germs. This is also true for items and surfaces shared by many people. These include countertops, computer keyboards, and toilet seats. Washing your hands before and after touching these items helps prevent the spread of germs. That's true. And we have a whole series of these super gross science project books in the library. We got this one again out of Germ Projects. Really quickly, I want to talk to you about good bacteria. Good bacteria is found inside of our body in places like our digestive system. So this petri dish where I took a sample of my mouth, remember that your digestive system starts in your mouth. So we have good bacteria that lives inside of our body. All right, Miss Julie has something to say, so I'm going to let her talk.
Hi, it's Julie here, and I get to talk about bad bacteria. Woohoo! I get the fun part. So bad bacteria is on external surfaces, not inside our body, but on items outside our body, and they can be harmful if they come into our bodies. So the main point of that is to wash your hands and wash them a lot. And if you can't wash your hands, have some hand sanitizer, because that will kill the harmful bacteria. So if you touch your eye or touch your mouth, that harmful bacteria will not be going inside of your body. So wash those hands so that your food and stuff doesn't look like this. Fun thing is we're going to leave these petri dishes and these pieces of bread out for a while on our kids' desk table. So if you come to visit us at the library, you can come and look up close at these petri dishes, and they are funky. You'll have fun looking at them. So come by the library, take a look at our petri dishes, and thanks for joining us.